Hey guys, good to be here for the Oxen Labs update this week. On the session side, a big week of code review or QA. So lots of tasks making it into code review or QA. Disappearing messages on Android, iOS, and desktop is now all in QA right now. So we're working through issues and testing. After they go through kind of individual QA on each platform, then we'll do a cross-platform testing and an internal testing so we can make sure disappearing messages is working well in a kind of real-world environment with lots of different edge cases that we're experiencing. So that's disappearing messages. On closed groups, chunk one of closed groups on iOS is now into QA, and it'll be code reviewed at some point in the next couple of weeks when our second developer gets time. It's also into code review on desktop, not QA yet, and is very close on Android into code review as well. So things looking really good on chunk one of closed groups, and we already have developers on desktop and iOS now moving on to chunk two of closed groups, which we expect to take around about the same amount of time as we took for the chunk one of closed groups. Although there are a few things which may be a little bit simpler here in chunk two. So that's fantastic news. Onboarding also progressing. Picked up a few things that we wanted to kind of fix in onboarding. So iOS has reverted some of the changes and made some new changes there. But Android is also onto onboarding now as well, and desktop hopefully soon. So yeah, lots going on the session side of things. On Oxen Core, we finished our Merkle tree implementation. I think I told you last week that it was held up a little bit, but our Merkle tree kind of implementation where you can prove your balance on the Oxen chain, take that to a smart contract where it's verified, is now working as a Merkle proof, which is fantastic. And that gives us kind of the ability to efficiently update the state in the Ethereum contract without needing to kind of snapshot the entire state of the network, which is fantastic. And now we're working on a lot on the C++ side of that as well, to try and get the kind of batching database working nicely that we built probably 6 months ago with this new strategy, and making Coinbase rewards kind of stop and have those rewards accumulate. Then you can provide that proof to the Ethereum network. So working all through all of that on Core. On Lokinet, we are continuing the massive refactor. We actually merged around, I think it was 25,000 lines of changes and 15,000 subtractions, 25,000 additions. So a massive refactor is actually merged now. It's still awaiting review. It's just been merged onto a different branch. And there's also ongoing work on path builds or the new path build process as well, and Lokinet as well. So lots of stuff going on there. And as I say, every week with Lokinet, we're getting closer and closer to something that's able to be internally testable. So fantastic work there as well. Work on libsession as well, as we've talked about too. Basically, closed group changes that we're implementing as we work through the different chunks are happening in libsession. And liblokinet's getting a hand as well, as I was speaking about before. That's about it for this week, and I'll chat to you guys later next week. Thanks, guys.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Marketing Labs update. So last week we tried a new style of YouTube content, tackling misinformation and misunderstanding, and so far it's on the new consolidated YouTube channel, the Session TV that we set up, and so far it's been performing really well. In the first 24 hours it got more than it got 80% more viewership than the channel average for that in the first 24 hours. So we'll keep doing content like that and keep testing it out and see how it goes. On top of that, we also, on the session token side of things, have been working a lot more on refining the messaging on the website. We've also been refining the colors as well. And the landing page is starting to get to a really nice place. So now we're starting to map out how the child pages are going to look and all the other pages that are going to go on the website as well, using the landing page as like the base to build out from. So that's coming along really nicely. We've also been planning out the new community hub that we're going to be setting up on Discord in regards to session tokens. So we've been playing around with the kind of channels that we're going to want to have on that, and also been doing a lot of research and looking into other communities that we really like and seeing what kind of things work for them and seeing if they can fit into our context and what we want. So we're going to be building that out over the course of the next couple of weeks. And so that's pretty exciting. Also, on the session support side of things, on that front, we've been doing a whole bunch of updates to some of our support articles just to make sure that they're in line with the most current and up-to-date version of session that we've got at the moment, just making sure everything's up to date so people get the right kind of help that they need. And also on the socials front, we've been running a new Shadow Series campaign set of graphics that have actually been performing super duper well. So if you haven't seen that, they look really cool. I suggest heading over to Twitter and having a gander at them. So that's it for the last week. That's it from me, and I'll see you guys next time on the internet.